Welcome to the podcast that passes poor performance on pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Darren Duncan, alongside with my best friend, Audie Marsh. We're just a couple of cool cats casually causing some chaos with conversation. We're here to entertain you, not hurt your feelings, so don't blame us. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast, live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central. I am your host, Axl Rose.
Oh my God! Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, this episode will be about jungles.
Yeah.
Oh my, and bandanas. We're like one of those fucking headlining bands that make everybody wait an hour before we come on stage.
Oh, let me tell you who's the worst. Riff Raff.
Really?
Dude,
he did that?
The worst ever. Like, it was. Oh, he's going on at 10. It's like almost 12, and everybody's
No
like,
way,
he's like
that
hyping.
long?
Dude, it was
Jesus
a nightmare.
Christ. He's probably back there getting fucked up. Like,
Oh yeah.
I played a show with Twisted one time. They used to be on like ICP's label and shit.
Yeah.
And they took like an hour and like they dim the lights and the music would stop and everyone would freak out. Lights go back on, music starts playing again. It's like, dude, we get it. You want to build hype, but that ship sailed 45 fucking minutes ago, man. Like, now I'm just tired and shit.
Yeah.
Like, my buzz is wearing off, you know?
I wanted to leave.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you have no idea. I was like, fuck this. Because
Yeah,
you slam your couple beers because you're fucking ready to get up front row or get as close as you can to the stage, and then it's like 45 minutes go, and you're like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. I don't understand it. And they bring on like these no-namer hype people, like rap concerts. Is that across the board? Because this is what.
Yeah, they always have hype men. Like when I saw Ben can attest to this, we saw R.A. the Rugged Man, really fucking awesome white rapper from the East Coast. And he had like his niece with him and like some random black dude from Chicago. And they just basically say like your rhyming words. You know what I mean? Like the end of every bar, they'll just, they'll fucking say that shit, you know, like a fucking backup singer.
Kind of like whenever we used to legally download music from like LimeWire and Napster, and the random DJ would come on.
Yeah. DJ, this is illegal.
Yeah.
Right.
Check us out at forfuture.com.
Yeah, dude.
You're like, oh, stop ruining the fucking song.
Yep, they all did that shit. And like usually they got like a white t-shirt or a towel to swing around their fucking head and shit like it's a goddamn rodeo show.
Yeah.
It's fucking absurd.
I think rap concerts are the worst. Me, personally.
Like, I did not fucking... I don't like them either. Like, I saw Yellow Wolf. I loved Yellow Wolf's music. And, dude, it was like one of the worst concerts I ever been to. It was so boring. We should probably announce, since people are asking, no, Brandon Chipetti had to cancel with us tonight. I hope that you still watch our show. I apologize. But he fucking forgot. The guy owns his own gym. Because, like, he told me, he's like, I forgot my laptop at the gym. And Audie's like, who the fuck takes a laptop to? I'm like, no, he owns his own gym. Like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, I didn't get it. I was like,
he's fucking lying.
He's full of shit.
Yeah, no, we're gonna fucking have to reschedule with him, man. Hopefully, we'll get him back on Friday. I'm disappointed about it, but it fucking happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, he's a real busy dude as it is, and I'm not paying him anything. So for him to come on the fucking podcast is in itself super fucking cool. We'll get him on. Sorry that it's not tonight, though.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. He's not the first person we've had to reschedule with, and probably won't be the last. But speaking of motherfuckers of like taking long time to like get on stage and shit like that, what I would like to do is we should get like an opener, dude. Like a podcaster opener. I want to start, you know what? We'll keep this off the podcast. I'll talk about you in private. I have an idea
of
what we should do.
bring a guest on,
No, 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 no. I'll just
like an all-time guest, or
no. It's like
you're gonna get me all fucking now.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
just sit
start
here.
my own network. I want to start my own fucking podcast network that don't blame us podcast network where other podcasts like fledgling podcasters that want to start their own podcast show get a hold of us. We will put you on our network. We could work out them using our StreamYard, but they pay to have access to the StreamYard link. And then we promote their shit. We're all on the same network and we fucking like they go on before us, we go on after them, and it'd be like a fucking straight up show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Because like nobody wants to pay $50 for StreamYard. It's like, well, we can give it to you cheaper if you want to fucking be a part of our network.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But that's something that we'd have to work all the bugs out and find some podcasts that are worthy. You know what I'm saying? Of putting them
yeah,
on the fucking network. But I'd love to start a network.
that's a good
That was an
idea.
idea. Like a record label, but for podcasters.
Yeah,
You know what
damn,
I'm saying?
you just blew my mind, dude. Like, I just want to clap for you, man. I'd have
I
never
would,
thought of that.
yeah, dude. I think that'd be a fucking great idea.
That'd be pretty cool.
Hell yeah, man. So, anything else you want to talk shit about music wise? Any other musicians that you think fucking are super
So,
fucking lame? The Yellow Wolf concert was terrible. I was just like, oh my god, this sucks. I left. I mean, I had to leave because Dora got kicked out, but I would have left anyway.
I went to there's a club in Panama City Beach called Club La Vila, and it's like the biggest nightclub in the world at its in the time, and it's now shut down. But they would have I've seen several concerts there. Bad Company, Lil Wayne apparently was there, and a shooting popped off one year. Um, the Shop Boys. I don't know if you ever remember the Shop Boys. Party like a rock star. Remember that shit back in the day,
Yeah, yeah, I do.
dude.
That's
That
like
was
their
the
only song they ever had, right?
yeah, and that's all they sung at this it was the worst concert ever. Like,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
mean to shit on rap or anything because I like rap, but I don't like rap concerts, man.
yeah, it was fucking horrible. I saw Puddle of Mud there. That was a good concert. I know a lot of people
Really.
bag on Puddle of Mud, but
Well, the
he put on
singer's just turned into a shithead lately.
yeah. Yeah,
He's
he
like,
was
he'll come out and fucking play, he'll quit, walk off stage like before they're even into their third song. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's playing in bars and not arenas. And he's pissed to come play in front of 20 people. And if they're not moving or whatever, and then he's like, fuck this, and he'll walk off stage.
yeah. That I don't get it. Like you've got a big
Save
platform,
your
man.
fucking money. That's it,
Just
dude.
just go to Spotify or YouTube.
Yeah. But I mean, if you fucking hit one, Matt Santora was a great guest to have because he really fucking hit it on the head about a lot of these bands. Like they're not fucking rich, dude. But if you do happen to be one of those bands like Puddle of Mud, I'm sure that they were rich at one time in their careers. And
Oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
save your fucking money. Don't put it in
Yeah.
your nose or your vein or your, stomach or whatever. Put it in a bottle. Save your fucking money.
Right. Yeah.
Then go ahead, Audie.
No, it's who was it? I can't remember who it was. I think it was the lead singer of was it what's the lead singer of Creed? What's his name?
Scott Stapp.
Yeah. That dude is like super weird, dude. Like I follow him on Instagram and stuff, and like just some of the stuff he says and do, and I'm just like, dude, like what happened to you? Like I'll say I liked Creed growing up. Just for the simple fact they were from Tallahassee. I lived right next to Tallahassee. They made like one good CD. Uh, but as we get, it seems like as you get older and the artists get older, but you get you become an adult and you're kind of like self aware of everything, opposed to look at this cool CD and just listen to music. I guess more or less social media came along where you can actually follow their lives. You're like, you're a
Right.
weird motherfucker,
Yeah.
you
No,
know? Like,
I could
uh,
totally see that. The only
yeah,
thing I give Scott Stapp props for is Fred Durst came on stage at like some festival that Limp Bizkit and Creed were playing And Fred Durst was like, this guy's a fucking egomaniac, fuck him, whatever. And the singer of Creed, leather pant, dove releasing wearing motherfucker, he challenged Fred Durst to a fucking celebrity boxing match and was like, all the money will go to fucking charity. What's up? Let's fucking fight. And Fred Durst is like, I don't want to resort to violence. It's like, bitch, you have a song called Break Stuff. The fuck you mean you don't want to resort to violence? Then shut the fuck up. You know?
Yeah.
But Scott Stapp was ready to knock that skinny motherfucker out. They're both Florida boys. That's fucking
Right?
hilarious.
Yeah, I think Scott probably would have beat the shit out of Limp Bizkit. But
I see all these memes recently of like, there's two types of people in this world: those that like Limp Bizkit and those that lie about it. I'm like, fuck Limp Bizkit, dude. When I was a teenager, I loved them, but I didn't know
Yeah.
any better. And now I'm just like, I can't stand it. I can't even go back and listen to the shit that I liked, like Significant Other. I can't stand it.
Oh, that was my favorite CD, man.
No, it was mine.
I
If I had to
loved it.
pick one, and like even when Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water came out, I
Uh,
liked it. But I was a kid. I was like fucking junior high. I'm like, this is awesome. But
yeah.
I listened to it as an adult. I'm like, this shit's fucking terrible. That Dad Vibe song was pretty fucking cool though. I liked that. And my homeboy Bob pointed something out to me I never realized about them, is that it's all satire. I never thought, and like once you realize it's satire, then you can fucking get into it and be like, okay, I get it. The whole yeah, all that shit. He's like making fun of corny white boy rappers, I guess. Because I always thought like, dude, this is the corniest white guy of all time. But people have told me that it's supposed to be that way on purpose. But I don't know. Either way, I
I
don't
don't
like
know.
it. I
I
think it
thought it was
sucks.
yeah. And he got older, and I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
guess
what it's all satire. That's why like he does it all like slow now and the gray wig and fucking like even like their concerts, it's like not energetic at all because they're like trying to be like their dads and they're just like fucking chilling out, like all lazy and
yeah.
shit. But yeah, it's just
I
it
don't know.
doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't like it.
I do know. Speaking of bands, one emailed us. I'm not gonna mention names because I don't want to like ruin it or like I guess project it as if they're coming on. But it was pretty cool of them. They reached out to us. I listened to a couple of their songs. It sounded pretty good. So I'm not gonna mention any names, but that is something to look forward to in the future. Is that they do want to come on this show, and I thought that was kind of cool. Someone out there other than close friends are actually watching us, so I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was very
You
cool
know?
to get that when you told me about that email. That was awesome. They're a real up and coming band.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people have heard about them. I, the name was super like familiar. Like I know that name somewhere, but I don't know who it was. And then when the email said that like some of the members in this band were in some other really fucking popular
Yeah.
bands back in the day, so I was like, oh shit. And I thought it was fucking sweet that they reached out to us. Like,
Yeah.
we like your podcast, we want to come on. And it was like, oh fuck, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. I thought
So
it was a like a scam email because I get those a lot. Hey, review our product but you have to buy it. But no, it's really professional. Her I guess it's her marketing agent or somebody. It was all legit. I was like, holy crap, this is the real deal. And I showed you. I was like, look at this shit, dude. We got people hitting us up. I thought it was kind of cool. Um, I don't know. I mean, you want to
yeah,
come on.
right. That's totally cool. That sounds fucking awesome.
So
I don't know. The topic is supposed to be true crime because we'd have no idea what the fuck we were gonna do
yeah, this
because
is
we had a guest lined up and it fell through.
this is our
At the
plan
very
B.
fucking last minute. That's why we're an hour late because we were like waiting, hoping we could still make it work, and we just couldn't make it work tonight. So we're gonna have to
Yeah.
reschedule with them. So
And that's
I,
fine. We can talk true crime. I'm down for it. Interesting that you even mentioned it because I was going to go into it with the I don't know if a lot of people is familiar with the Chris Watts case. I know it happened back in 2018. It was all over Netflix, and now it's just watered down all over YouTube and these other documentaries. But uh, I've been drawn to it since I watched it because I was talking to you the other night. I was like, that documentary that came on Netflix with the Chris Watts. Uh, I was like, and I said, did you watch it blindly? I was like, I legit went in and watched that like off the cuff, didn't know what was going on. Brittany was like, sit down, watch this. Um, and you even said that too. You were like, yeah, I watched it blind too. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And like, what is it, like 30 minutes into it, into the documentary, and I don't know if the listeners has ever seen it, but if you haven't, it's called the American, God, what's it called?
I don't fucking know.
I can't
Keep talking
remember.
and I'll find out.
Yeah, I think it's like the American or something next door. Um, but even 30 minutes into the shit, he went over to the neighbors. It's like, oh, it's our surveillance. The cameras caught some stuff. Um, and even the neighbor was like, man, this dude's acting weird. And just by some of his demeanor, I looked at Brittany. I was like, this is the fucking killer. Like just off the bat, just
But
the way
she
the
already
dude.
knew, right?
Yeah, I think she already, because I was in the back room. She's like, "Yo, you need to come watch this." But yeah, she had already done her research and shit, and she just looked at me and kind of gave me one of those like "shut the fuck up" type of looks. But I was like, "This is the fucking killer right here. Like,
Yeah,
let's
it's
turn
called
it."
American Murder: The Family Next Door.
Yeah, I knew it was like something next door, but
Didn't she sell that that shit that like Britney used to sell too?
yeah. So listen to this,
She's like one of the first bitches to get into it, right?
like one of them. So Brittany used to sell the Thrive stuff too, and her uh I guess mentor. I don't know. It's like a pyramid thing. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for it. It's like a pyramid scheme. I'm just being honest.
No, they
Uh,
all are. They all are.
like this higher tier thriver was really good friends with Brittany, and we have another really good friend of ours that's into it, and they turned Brittany onto it. Well, like you have to be like a 400K, which means you sold like $400,000 worth of this shit. And now you're like tier, like this person, the company has bought them Mercedes and shit. Like they're up there. Well, she went to that convention with uh Shannon. That's Chris Watt's wife, the one he married. And she knew her from the Thrive shit. So I actually know somebody that actually knew her, uh, which is wild how small of a world it is. But yeah, she was a big thriver. They call them thrivers or whatever. A huge thriver. And she was all over social media. Um, and on top of that, I think it was when I get if you haven't watched, well, to the viewers or the listeners that haven't watched it, the night she came home from that same convention that everybody went to, Brittany even mentioned about going to that convention too, about saving up the money to go up there with her friends. But that's the night she came home, and I believe it was that morning she was murdered of coming back from that same convention that Brittany talked about for like the whole year. It's like, I want to go, I want to save the money and just go with friends. And I'm just like, that's a fucking waste. Don't do it. Um, but I thought that was pretty wild of like someone knew her, I probably need to ask and get up with them and just like pick their brain on it, because someone who actually knew her, that's wild. Um,
Yeah.
and another thing is, speaking of this story, and I'll get more into it. Um, I've reached out to the responding officer that is in that documentary, and I'm just waiting for an email back. I would love to have him on and talk about his experience. I don't want to go into the actual case. I get it; it's all over Netflix, but certain departments will sign like NDAs, how they can't like talk about certain things. So I took that into consideration when I asked. I was like, "Look, in the email, it was more or less your experience as a law enforcement officer responding to that. I mean, what are the odds of you responding to a normal health and welfare, and it turns into the largest well-known murder in the world?" And that's where I wanted to reach out. And if we could get him on the podcast, man, that would be the shit.
Yeah,
Um,
because you found out who he was and everything, so all
yeah,
we just gotta get a hold of the
Yeah,
motherfucker.
if I can, and it'll just be solely questions on his experience. It won't so much be related to the case because I don't know what his department's policy is when it comes to certain things. But I would still like to pick his brain on like, I've went to health and welfare checks as a law enforcement officer, and I don't like the word routine, but normally it's someone was asleep, they couldn't get a hold of them, or they were just gone, the family member called. But this one was like questions I'd want to ask him, like, well, did you have a different feeling for this one? Was it just a normal, like, hey, I'm gonna go check on this person that ain't answering the phone because a concerned family member, just stuff like that.
Right.
I think it'll be a good episode, and I definitely hope he responds. Um, just for the simple reason that'd be cool to talk to somebody who actually was there. You know, I would
Right.
definitely ask him. Did you get the bullshit vibe from Chris?
Yeah, it was that. I don't know if it was that same cop or not, but when the neighbor was like, "Something's up with that dude. He ain't acting right," the cop got kind of pissed. Like, "Oh, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. You don't even know this guy. You don't know the
Yeah.
situation. His wife's gone." I was like, "I bet he fucking put his fucking work shoe in his mouth that fucking day." I hope it ain't him, but whatever. He probably won't
I
hear
don't know.
this
I
episode
think it
anyway.
is.
It might be.
They'll check us out like this. These people want me on here. Let me check him out.
Right. Right.
And they play this fucking 20 minutes into this one, and I'm over here. Yeah, he's fucking. He was the
Yeah.
guy that got pissed.
That's fucking crazy though. I wonder how many of those welfare checks. I bet most of them are bullshit. Because
I
I
mean,
don't answer the phone. I don't answer the door all the time. Like I almost fucking kicked the shit out of somebody one day because they were fucking calling me, texting me, blowing me up. I didn't answer. I didn't text back because I don't want to fucking talk to anybody. Leave me the fuck alone. Then he comes to my fucking house, knocks on my front door, hops my fence, knocks on my back door, starts knocking on my bedroom fucking window, and I'm like, this dude is gonna get the shit beat out of him if he don't fucking go away. Next thing I know, a few minutes later, there were cops at my door, and I'm like, Jesus, you fucking little pussy! I don't want to talk to anybody, and you called the fucking cops on me. So then I had to go outside and shit, and then they're bitching about my fucking dog because my dog got out. And it's like, I almost got in trouble because of you, you little motherfucker. If somebody don't answer their fucking door or their phones because they don't want to fucking talk to you, don't call the cops on them.
yeah.
I should have whooped his ass. I chased him down the fucking sidewalk, though, with my boxers. I was pissed. I'll tell you who it was.
Man. Who was
Fuck
it?
him. I've told him a bunch of times. I'm like, stop coming to my house at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, I went to bed fucking 2 hours ago, shit hammered. I stay up drinking all night long, dude. Don't come to my house at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Who
The fuck
was
me?
it?
I'll tell you out of here because he might listen. He knows who he is, though. I just don't want to embarrass him. But that shit pisses me off.
I think I have an idea.
If I don't fucking text you back, man, fucking knock. I'll fucking get to you when I get to you. You know?
Darren's dead.
Right? Like, what the? That's automatically what you thought? Like, what the fuck, man?
That's
God
horrible.
damn. Oh, I know. It's fucking stupid.
But
I
with
get all
this,
fired up over it. I'm feeling all hot now. I gotta take off my beanie and shit because I'm getting all pissed off
I'm
about
getting kind
something
of
that
fucking
happened
hot over here too.
10 years ago. I hold grudges.
Remember that time?
Right? Motherfuckers. God
Oh,
damn it.
but no,
Whatever.
I've been intrigued by this case just for the simple fact, uh, how he he well played it. Like for an example, I've been in relationships I did not like. I wasn't in love anymore. I've been at the very bottom, the whole blah 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 story. But never
Right.
once did I ever think of doing something crazy of like killing someone to get out of something. I know a lot of people say that he was like harvesting something like this, like premeditated for years, but then some of them are like, no, he did it to get out of what he was in now that eh,
Didn't he meet some new chick?
yeah, like what happened was is and I'm not victim shaming by no means, but I feel like she was a little controlling, and that just added to the mixture of, you know, toxic relationship. I don't think she was, and no one's a saint in any marriage, no one's perfect. But
Right.
and I think a lot of her uh
I got that.
belittling.
I got that vibe too. I mean,
Yeah,
I
did you
never
get
met
it
this
too?
girl, but
Yeah,
outside looking in, just seeing the fucking
just seeing it.
documentary, I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking like, man, she seems kind of a bitch. Like
And then I'm not
I'm not
victim
saying
shaming.
she
I know.
deserved to die.
No,
I'm
no,
just saying,
nobody did, but, like, just some of the way some of the things she did, and some of the videos of you watched him, he just looked miserable, you know? Like,
He looked like a married man.
yeah, he looked married.
Right? He was married as fuck. Oh my
But
god.
but, like, she leaves for, like, 5 weeks, goes back to North Carolina. He's, like, already hooked up with another chick from work. Um, the typical, like, "I'm not happy, but I'm gonna stray away and do my own thing," and
I'll never understand the like you were talking earlier about killing to get out of it. Like they're too scared of a divorce. Like, oh, I don't want to break her heart, but you'll break her fucking neck. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you will look this bitch in the eye and choke her to death and your own kids. Like
Oh, yeah, don't get me
what?
started on
Yeah,
that,
we'll
dude.
hit that. But it's like just fucking man, I believe me, I've wanted to kill people. You know what I'm saying? But like never children, obviously. But like, and it never like to get out of a relationship.
It
But it's
it was
like,
yours and mine was more out of anger, like,
yeah, right. Like
pure
fuck this bitch.
anger,
Like
you
this
know what I
bitch
mean?
broke my heart. I'm gonna fucking punch her in the face a bunch of times, until she
Like
dies.
like, his was
And
absolutely, like,
just
straight
to get
up.
out of it, because he didn't want to face like the
Yeah,
in-laws and the mom and dad, his own parents, and tell his kids like, oh, mom and dad are splitting up and the perfect couple and all this shit,
and, like,
and go through that. But it's like you'll fucking kill him instead. Like,
yeah.
dude,
Like, what are you like,
get a
where
goddamn divorce or fake
yeah,
your own death or something.
yeah, like, kill your own
Fuck.
self.
Right? If life
Like, I
sucks
don't
that
know.
bad, why are you
Like,
gonna kill everybody else? Kill yourself. Fuck.
yeah,
I'm
it
not I'm
doesn't
not saying suicide's okay either, but
no,
Jesus
but I
Christ.
would I would have much rather have seen him kill himself than those 2 beautiful
It would have
girls,
been a much
you
less of a
know?
sad story if that motherfucker
We
was
wouldn't
found in his
even
closet.
know.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I
Fuck
just
that guy.
what would possess you to go all the way to like, cause he thought of this. Like, he's like, all right, she's gonna come home, we're gonna have sex, I'm gonna choke her, I'm gonna make it look like she killed the kids. It's like, dude, like, it doesn't work that way. Like, you're going to get caught. And
Right.
and
There's no
and
perfect crime these
yeah, there's
days when it comes to
you
shit like that.
you can't get like, if you did this shit back in like the 30s and 40s, you might have got away with it. You know,
Right.
nowadays,
Or unless you're like a running back for a football team or something.
yeah, unless you play professional
Watch,
football and
all the
they call
listeners
you
are
the
going to be pissed
juice.
off at me like, OJ wasn't even a running back. How
Oh,
dare you? I don't fucking know what he was. All I know is that he started out as a tight end, and now that he's in prison, he's wide
yeah,
receiving like a motherfucker. I'm
all,
talking about
all,
his butt, though, not his fucking.
all I know is that he did that shit.
He did that shit.
He did that shit.
We're gonna make a fucking t-shirt, bro. We're gonna have "Don't Blame Us" podcast t-shirts that say OJ did that shit.
Let's
That or
do
we'll put like drink milk, OJ will kill you.
it. Don't drink the juice or it'll kill
Or,
you.
no, dude, drink Rippets, OJ will kill you. We gotta
That's
holler at
perfect.
Rip It and make sure
Yeah,
it's
tell him to
okay.
hook us like, yo.
Speaking of t-shirts, though, we just put in an order for t-shirts, so they will be coming here very soon. But
Yeah.
I think man, I'm dead ass serious. I think our next t-shirts are gonna say OJ did that shit. Don't
Let's
blame
do it.
us. Don't blame us. OJ did that shit.
We'll do
Hell
a
yeah.
limited run of them. Like, they'll just
Yeah.
be limited to a few.
We'll just do
That's
like
awesome.
25 or something.
OJ did that shit.
Oh yeah. Drink milk, OJ will kill you. I fucking love it.
But
Fuck OJ Simpson.
oh, absolutely.
And Chris Watts. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that motherfucker. Like, that dude is just like, we'll get on the kids, man. Like, how can you look your children in the face and kill them? How do you
Yeah.
do
And
that?
like he left one in the car and
Yeah,
drugged the one out, killed her, and the little girl like knew what was going on or whatever. Meanwhile, the mom was dead, right? In the back
yeah. She
seat.
was I think in the back seat or in the back or something.
Oh, mom's sleeping. Like, since when does she fucking take naps in the
Yeah,
bed of the truck?
yeah, dude. Like, and he's younger than me. I think he's like 36.
Really?
But I just think there was just so much more behind it than what the documentary put out. Because they filed for bankruptcy in like 2015. Then they bought that new big ass house. I just think they were like I think she projected so much of what she wanted the world to see him as,
Right.
but I think internally it was
This fucking
worse.
American dream.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
worse than
White
what
picket fence. Right. All that
absolutely.
bullshit.
Yep, I think it was worse than what they projected, and I just I think he made like a stupid fucking decision out of his head. Like if I kill him, I can get away with it, and I can live happily with this chick, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't work that way. I'm glad he got caught. I'm glad
Maybe
that
they maybe everything was perfect in her mind, you know?
yeah,
And him, he's just that little pussy with no fucking backbone. And
absolutely.
he took that crazy ass way out because apparently everything wasn't perfect, but maybe it was in her eyes. And those little
Yeah,
girls, probably 100%, you know?
it's wild. Steven, we're talking about Chris Watts, the Chris Watts case.
I know this isn't as taboo as killing your wife, but I know some people don't think that spanking is wrong. And like, I'll fucking spank my kids, but god damn it, I feel terrible afterwards, you
Yeah,
know? Or
yeah,
even just yelling at them and shit. I'm like, god damn it, did you really have to fucking act
yeah.
like that? Like, did
It,
you fucking go overboard? But it's like, this motherfucker choked them to death and then put him in what, an oil
an
drum or like
old
a
drum,
fucking,
like yeah, this big like 18-foot drum,
like they were garbage. Like,
dude. And
no funeral,
then
no nothing. Like
no,
no closure, no like
buried
like
her.
I've been to so many fucking funerals and dealt with death my whole life, and it's like closure is a thing. Like you want closure, but for something like that to just chuck your fucking child down a hole. Bye, see you later.
And it
Sorry,
was like 9 inches. It was like this big, dude. And these,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like visually, I get a visual, and that's insane. These are pretty. These children were, you talking about a hole like this,
yeah,
just disgusting, dude. And then he buries her like in a shallow grave, like 30 yards behind the tanks.
yeah. How'd he get caught?
So he initially he was like, she killed the kids, and then I killed her. That was his initial story in the
Yeah, but
documentary.
how'd he get caught to begin with? Like, did they
So
eventually just start interrogating
it
him and then
the
he admitted to
stories,
it?
yeah, they interrogated the shit out of him, and there's like all the stories he's telling us is not adding up. It's
Right.
basically what they got, and he failed a polygraph.
Mm.
They hit him with a polygraph, and that's what like triggered everything else. And he was like, "She killed him, and I killed her." And then they were like, "No, that didn't
Right.
happen either." So they brought his father in,
Yeah, I
and the
remember
the
that.
the investigator walks out, and he just like, bleh.
Confessed it to his dad,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like confessed to his dad. His dad was like, "What the?" You know what I mean? He was just like,
Yeah.
"Dude," and it was a recorded room. Like they had to know, like,
Dude, that's another thing about this documentary. Again, Steven wants to know the documentary is called American Murder: The Family Next Door. It is on
mm,
Netflix. The what the coolest thing about this documentary in my eyes is how it's all found footage. It's like the Blair Witch
yeah,
of fucking documentary. There's no after the fact interviews. It's all fucking cop camera, body cam shit, neighbors, fucking security cameras, CCTV. It's
yeah.
all found footage, dude. So
It
it's
it
like you're right fucking there
yeah.
in it all, like a fly on the wall, dude.
Yeah, Steven, you gotta watch it, man. It's probably one of the best,
Oh,
well
it'll break your fucking heart, dude.
put together documentaries. Like after watching that, I almost wanted to watch it again. That's how
Hmm.
good it was. I was like, man, this is fucking gnarly. Like the way they just put it together. And
It
and
was really
most
good.
yeah, most documentaries, it's some asshole sitting in a corner talking about this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's all
You
after the
know,
fact shit.
yeah.
Another thing I want to tell, this is free advice to all of our listeners. Don't take polygraph tests. Never go to a second location. And I don't care how long you're interrogated for. If you didn't do it, don't fucking admit to
Mm-mm.
it. Dude, I got interrogated for hours as a teenager because my fucking homeboy broke into a school and stole a bunch of money. People automatically, a school, money? Really? Yeah, we went to a fucking alternative school and the teacher sold candy and shit. Like it was fucking stupid. But like full size candy bars, he would sell them to us, and like chips and pops, and he would sell them to us. And he had this fucking tin of money, and it was like full of money. And my homeboy knew about this, and he broke into this school, stole it, and when he got fucking caught, he said I helped him, and it was his goddamn brother that helped him. I didn't fucking help him. It was his fucking brother that helped him. And I fucking got picked up and interrogated for hours and hours and hours. And they told me everything that I supposedly did and what I was supposedly wearing. And I didn't fucking do it. And I sat there, it was probably like 12 hours. And I'm like, nope, didn't fucking do it. And they were getting so pissed, asking me to take a polygraph. I'm like, nope, because those things are bullshit. A third guy walked in, like the polygraph guy, and got in my fucking face. He's like, you know everything, right? You're a fucking genius. I've been doing polygraph tests longer than you've been alive and all this shit. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing it. Fuck you. And then they finally let me go because I'm like, the only reason why I haven't walked out now is because I just missed the whole fucking day of school. And I'd rather be here laughing at you guys on the inside than be at school. And they were fucking pissed, dude. Then he finally told me that I could leave because he was sick of all the fuck yous. And I'm like, I never once said fuck you. He's like, no, you didn't, but you did say this is bullshit a lot. I'm like, okay, I said this is bullshit, but I never once said fuck you. And he's like, well, this is bullshit is like a fuck you to me. I'm like, dude, you're a detective. Something can't be like something. It has to be like exactly what it is. So if you went to fucking court and they want verbatim, and you're like, he said this is bullshit, but I mean, basically, he told me to go fuck my wife. You know, like, what? You're a fucking detective, dude. You can't, so you're putting words in my mouth? That's what you're doing? Is that what you fucking do as a detective? If that's the case, sign me up, daddy-o. I got several things to put in your mouth, you fucking cunt. Fuck that guy. I fucking hate that. And dude, what's even crazier is he's the fucking head fucking guy of the Belvedere Police Department now.
Wow.
He's the fucking chief of police. He's the first person to ever give me a ticket. My fucking friend was giving me a ride on the handlebars of his bicycle, and I got a ticket
You got
for
a
that.
ticket for that?
Yeah, this hey, we're not getting off topic. This is true crime. I broke the fucking law. Like, apparently, I didn't even know it was a fucking law.
Wow.
My friend was giving me a ride on the handlebars of his fucking bicycle, and this fucking big dick fucking new rookie cop pulls us over and starts being a total fucking prick, dude, and wrote me a $75 goddamn ticket for my friend giving me a fucking ride on the handlebars of his bike. Now, if I didn't get all mouthy and lippy and talk a bunch of shit, I probably wouldn't have got a ticket. He probably just would have been like, don't do that. But I don't know, dude, because he was a total fucking dickhead from the time he got out of the car. So he was probably trying to fucking prove a point or trying to move up to be fucking chief of police someday, because that dude followed me my whole fucking life and tried to bust me for shit I never fucking did, dude.
Wow.
My fucking homeboy one time set people's garbage on fire. They came to my fucking house. And like, what's fucked up, the people who called the cops saw my friend light their garbage on fire, told them this person set my garbage on fire. That cop came to my fucking house wanting to arrest me for it. But they knew that this other fucking dude did it because they knew that I was friends with the guy. But I got fucked with by cops my whole fucking. This is before the face tattoo. This is way before the face tattoo, man. Yeah.
You get the tattoo, like, they quit fucking with you.
Yeah, right? What the fuck, man? It's like you come to visit me and you're like, I don't want to go to Rockford because of the gangs. And it's like, well, you don't want to go to Belvedere because of the cops. Like, I live right in between them. I'm in Cherry Valley. Go to Rockford and get shot by cops, by gangs, or go to Belvedere and get beat up by cops. It's like, and I was like, whatever. That's where I live, fucking Cherry Valley, man. So whatever.
Horror director, how are you, man? Finally get to thank you live for your review. Been trying to let you know for some time. That's the Jeremy who directed Vengeance.
Oh, fucking amazing. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Thank you very much. We just had Peter Anthony on. He was like our sixth guest, our sixth episode.
So. Yeah.
And also my song is on Vengeance 2 Bloodlines. I can't fucking wait for Bloodlines to come out. Thank you so much for watching and leaving a comment. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's the shit with the Chris Watts shit, basically cut and dry. Hopefully, Steven, you watch it. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, I've done some things out of anger that I truly regretted, and I'm sure you have. And I've made choices in life, you know, that's like, I probably shouldn't have done that. But like, never, not once, have I ever wanted to kill somebody or my kids. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, it's like I can't wrap my head around it. And this goes from like this dude had everything, you know, like he wasn't living on the streets, he wasn't like uh a drug addict or anything like that. His wife was very beautiful. You know, she was not
Yeah.
ugly. I just can't, I still can't
He had a
fathom.
sweet truck, a dope ass house.
Yeah, dude, like why would you do
He
that?
was even good looking. He seemed to be in good shape
Yeah,
and shit.
he wasn't ugly at all, you know? It's like the American fucking family, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
But yeah, I hope he
And some
rots in
people just
hell.
can't be fucking happy, man. Like they always think the fucking grass is greener on the other side. And it's like they never once thought to fucking water their own fucking lawn. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Take care
well,
of your own goddamn yard, motherfucker. Scott
absolutely.
Peterson's another person in that category that like Lacey Peterson was gorgeous. Oh my god. And do you know this case? Scott
No,
Peterson
no,
and
talk
Lacey.
to me. Talk to
Oh
me.
man, this shit happened in Modesto, California. Lacey Peterson is just fucking crazy gorgeous. And she was pregnant as fuck. And her husband fucking killed her and threw her in the San Francisco Bay, like anchored her down. They found her hair like in a pair of pliers that was in his boat. They found like concrete powder that was in his boat. And it's like, I didn't do it. But it's like, oh, okay. And like, dude, the chick he was cheating on his wife with looked like a goddamn crack whore for reals. She was not pretty at all. And it was just absurd. And I guess it was like Christmas fucking Eve. He calls his mother-in-law, first words out of his mouth, Lacey's missing. Not like, hey, have you talked to Lacey? I haven't talked to her in a few hours. Just Lacey's missing. It's like, you haven't talked to her in a few hours. What the fuck you mean she's missing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucked up right there. But anyway, we don't give advice on how to get away with murder. I'm just saying he fucked up, you know. But so when the cops come to his house, they fucking instantly smell bleach, which is a huge fucking sign of cleaning blood and shit. But here's what's fucked up, dude. She was pregnant as fuck, like 9 months pregnant. They found this baby like miles away, washed on shore. It was a coffin birth because pressure made this baby come out of her, the pressure from being underwater. And when they found her, I'm pretty sure she was armless, legless, and headless. Like they found just her fucking torso. And I'm thinking, because especially a pregnant woman, like, first of all, bodies bloat and float. You know what I mean? They can pull up fucking pounds of weights. You could weigh a body down with 100 pounds of concrete weights, and they're going to pull that fucking weight up. And if they don't pull the weight up, they'll probably separate at the knees, at the joints. You know what I'm saying? After your body becomes mush and the tissue becomes mushy, your fucking kneecaps will probably just separate and you'll float to the top, and your feet and
Yeah,
your calves.
you'll start falling apart.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that's what happened, is her body separated from all the bloating, and then she floated, and it was a coffin birth. And what's fucking cool, I think it was Bush Jr. I forgot I think the name of the law is the name of the baby boy that was like that was the fetus.
Yeah.
It's like the something law, Cody law or whatever. And so this new law is, if you fucking do something to a pregnant woman, that's 2 counts. So if you slap a pregnant woman in the face, that's 2 charges of battery. And they passed that law after Scott Peterson did that to his wife.
What was the motive behind it?
He was fucking some fucking teacher, like some
Just like the Chris
super
Watts shit.
skinny. Yeah, like, not to body shame anybody. I'm not doing that. Fuck, I wish I was skinny. But like, this chick was like sickly skinny. Her name was Amber Fry, and she was not pretty at all, in my opinion. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. We've had some people tell us Megan Fox isn't hot. That's a good way to get blocked from my Facebook, by the way. Fucking Audie knows what I'm talking
Oh, I
about.
know
How
exactly.
dare you? But yeah, dude. So, but like his wife was amazingly gorgeous, and the chick he was cheating with was not, in my opinion. And it's fucking crazy, dude. What happened? So, but then this bitch Amber Fry made a goddamn book. Of course, she had to, right?
Oh yeah, she's gonna make money off that.
Yeah, she had to make a book. Fuck. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
why
wants to
not?
know
You gotta.
what fucking.
Yeah.
All she was the other girl on the other phone, getting phone calls. You know, like she didn't even know about Lacey. Like, why does anybody care about her fucking opinion? Why does this bitch have to write a book? You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Like, who
Yeah.
gives a fuck? That's
It's
like when
clout.
fucking. Remember when Will Smith fucking smacked Chris Rock like 4 or 5 years ago? Remember when
Yeah.
that happened?
Yeah. Wasn't it like at the MTV Music Awards?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then like Morgan Freeman comes out the woodwork and gives his opinion on it, and it's like, oh, thank God Morgan Freeman's here to tell us all how we should feel about it, you know?
Thank you, Morgan.
Go fuck your niece again, you piece of shit. Fuck Morgan Freeman. He's never coming on the podcast anyway, so I don't give a fuck. But yeah, dude, Scott Peterson's a piece of shit. There is a theory though. Apparently she was walking her dog and like there was like this house across the street from them getting robbed. Like the same day Lacey Peterson went missing, the house across the street got broken into. Like right around the same fucking time she usually leaves the house to walk her dog. And some people think she fucking saw these people breaking into her fucking neighbor's house and confronted them. What the fuck are you guys doing? And they abducted her. But it's like, why was her hair in? I mean, hey, I get it. Okay, that's possible. But why was her hair in a pair of pliers in his boat? I get it, man. My old lady's hair is fucking everywhere in my house. And my daughter's hair, it's fucking all over the place,
Yeah.
you know? You know how it is. You got a wife and daughter. But
Absolutely.
they fucking shed like goddamn chameleons. But it's and then they had fucking concrete powder in the boat. The house smelled like bleach. I mean, how often do you clean your house with fucking bleach, dude?
Yeah, it's
I don't. I mean, I buy the fucking Mr. Clean bleach spray, but for your whole house, oh yeah, I just cleaned you. Like, yeah, fucking right, dude. I think he did that shit. And why did the fucking whole theory of the robbers come out like years and years later? Like, where was this theory when it fucking first happened? I do want to apologize to Audie Marsh's mother. I just found out she is watching. I apologize for my mouth.
no. Again, I'm having issues with the comments.
Yeah.
No, man, don't filter it. You do you. My mom knows I cuss, so
No, I was just trying to be.
no,
funny.
I
Like,
get it.
I'm the friend he's always talking about in Illinois, by the way. I'm the
My
bad
mom's
influence on your son.
No, my mom's a big supporter. She's like, "When are y'all going live?" And I was like, "Well, we're taking a break this week, Mom." She's like, "That's bullshit."
Right? Oh man.
But
What's crazy? Yeah, that whole crime happened in Modesto, and my dad lived in Modesto at one point in time. As I told you, he was like a greaser in the 50s in
that.
California. He I think he either lived in Modesto or very, very close to it. Because I remember when I told him about it, he was like, Modesto. He's like, oh shit. I think he used to live there or at least real close or something.
So like recently, being that stationed in the Army, the only information I get from my hometown is usually through my mom, friends, or whatever, or Facebook. But apparently there was she's popular, and this is me because this is me coming up with a story because it just hit me. I don't have really information on it, but she's on Pornhub. She was involved in a murder in my hometown, and she's like some well-known porn star. And the gentleman that killed the guy in my hometown just got sentenced. I believe it was life. So that was mind blowing too. Like Bonifay, Florida. Like, where do you out of all things, a porn star ends up going to jail out of my little small hometown? It's like. Pfft. So me naturally, when I found out about the story, guess where I went to do my research?
A porn website.
Oh, absolutely. I went on there. I was like, this bitch don't look familiar.
Yeah, right. Oh
But
my god!
but
Even
yeah,
though
that was
she
a
was
true
fucking
story, and
airbrushed head to toe, though.
you know, and I don't even know why they killed the guy. Like they were all hanging out, ended up like shooting the guy in the back of the head, and she was a witness and didn't say anything, and that's why she got 10 years. And then the dude that did pull the trigger got life, and then there was another accessory, another guy got like 15 for like watching it, not telling, and then I guess helping get rid of the body or something. But uh,
Accessory.
yeah, accessory, like
My
like
my brother Tim, who's dead now, he beat the fuck out of a guy, and my other brother was just there, like, and he went to jail for quite a
yeah,
while
like
too.
if you don't speak up, dude, you're just as guilty, man. Like if you witness that shit, like you you better be leaving the scene and going and telling. I mean, that's they
Right,
gonna get
but
you're just as guilty.
when it's your brother though, like
No, I get it. No,
that's
absolutely.
a different
You know what I
scenario, I
mean? Like,
guess. Yeah.
fuck. I get it. Um, I don't know, man. It's wild at what possesses people to do, like kill another individual. Like I get it, anger, hate, but like just to up and like murder your wife or girlfriend over another chick because that's an easy out. I don't.
Right.
I can't wrap my head around it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, and you compare them to like Gacy, Dahmer, Bundy, Ramirez, and it's like those dudes were like bred murder serial killers. Like their upbringing is what led them to do what they do. But then you get people like the Chris Watts, the individual you're talking about, like just off the cuff. Like you could do some
Yeah, that's
heinous
well,
murder shit.
I've always said, I not always said, but like our other episode, serial killer soup, it was called.
Yeah.
I talk about different kinds of killers. There's process killers, product killers,
Hmm.
profit killers like H. Holmes. There's fucking just like gunmen. There's mass shooters, and then there's like fucking rampage shooters or whatever. Like it's different. I'm trying to think of like what would this be? Like would it be a profit killer because it's not money, but necessarily they're thinking that they're going to benefit from this murder because they get out of a marriage and then they get to be with their new side chick.
Yeah. They get like a new life,
So I guess that would technically be a profit killing.
I guess.
I mean, I don't
I
know,
mean, it
or a
makes sense.
lust. I mean, a lust killing, a crime of passion. I guess maybe not really crime of passion because that's like when you catch her cheating or something. You know what I mean? Like in the
Right.
middle of it, and you fucking kill them both,
Eat
and
a passion or something like
like
that.
fucking O.J. Simpson did. That's a crime of passion.
Yeah, he did that shit.
O.J. did that shit.
Uh,
Oh, dude, can we please? We gotta, man, please. We just came out with new shirts. Please buy them so then we can take that money and get new
new
shirts
shirt.
that say OJ did that shit.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Dude, yes, that
So
I don't. That's our next shirt. I don't give a fuck.
absolutely. So I know this is a little off topic, and I'll talk about it because I don't care. I recently just had a colonoscopy, colonoscopy, colon.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah, that's it. I knew that would trigger you because you're a person of words. Uh, so pre-op is the day before, and I'm talking to the lady, and like I'm just asking them like weird questions because it's just what I do. Uh, and I'm like, so the stuff they're gonna put me to sleep with, is this, like what's the drug called? Like what is it? And the lady was like, it's
Hypnosil.
she
No,
called
that's
it
what they give the
propo.
kids in Nightmare on Elm Street so they don't dream. I'm just kidding.
It was called like propanol or propanol or some shit, propanol.
To make you
But
fall asleep.
yeah, so I was like, and I got to thinking because I read an article. I was like, and I asked her, I was like, that's the shit that killed Michael Jackson, wasn't it? And she was like, yeah, exactly. So she just went in depth with like the story behind it. She's like, if someone was just over there watching over him and and wake him up and would have woke him up, we would have still had Michael Jackson. And I was like, so what happens if I stop breathing? Because it's a cardiac depressant. Like it slows everything down. And then
Like
that's what
Ninja Focus. It slows down the heart rate.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And then you pass out, which I don't know why a
Right.
ninja would do that. But uh so she's like, "Yeah, it's a depressant, you know." And I was like, "So if I stop breathing, how like what do you do to wake me up? Like what how do you get me to start breathing? Because you know your mind slows down. Your brain doesn't tell you to breathe anymore because you're so fucking, isolated into this
Right.
drug."
This
She's
is in the
like,
middle of a colonoscopy. You think they'd just jam that bitch in there a little harder and
"Yeah,"
you'd wake
or
right
like
the fuck up.
or just like ring it like a bell, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my
Uh
god.
But she's like, "All I would do is I would press behind your ear and I would tilt your chin up, and that stimulates the brain to start breathing again." So I
Oh
was like,
wow.
yeah, I was like, so the person that administered this drug to Michael Jackson, that's all they could have done, and we could have still had Michael Jackson." She's like, "Yep, pretty much." So I was like, "Wow." And then I thought about it all day, and I was like, "Man, we would have still had Michael Jackson if the asshole wouldn't have." And I think he got like 3 years in prison for that. The guy that gave him the sleep medicine or whatever. I mean, he killed Michael Jackson in a sense, he wasn't observing him while he's in that, but
Yeah, you should have got way less time than that.
shoulda did like
Fuck
12 months. I mean, fuck, OJ did more than that and he stole his own shit.
exactly. Fuck him.
But,
I guess we got a listener here, Nicole. She's a nurse and she says it opens the airway. She said it was called propanol.
yeah, propanol. Yeah,
Once they stop the meds, you start breathing. But like, so I don't know if it's propanol, propofol, whatever. I don't know. Someone else
propofol.
just said propofol. But anyway, so why did Michael Jackson have that? Did he take it to get high, or what
No,
the fuck?
he
Because he was
had,
an addict, wasn't he?
yeah, he had, like, I think, like, sleep he just couldn't never sleep. I guess he'd stay up for days,
Well,
and he would
molesting
take
children is exhausting. You'd think he'd fucking get hella sleep. That
right?
piece of shit.
Uh And I think he, I even asked the doctor, I was like or the anesthesia, I was like, How do you get a hold of this? Like, how does someone on the streets" and that was a dumb question because, like, people get fentanyl and, you can get everything off the
Yeah, be
street.
careful asking shit like that because they'll put you on a fucking list like they put on me. But I'm on a list for different reasons because I look like a fucking drug addict because I got neck and face tattoos. But yeah, they'll put you on a fucking list if you start asking too many
No,
questions about
dude
drugs.
I look, I was asking the questions on the simple fact for me. I was like, "You're putting this shit in me, I need to know what the hell it does."
Right. And you seem
And I
you're a
did
way
ask.
more you're trustworthy person when they look at you compared to me. So like they're probably like, oh, this guy doesn't want to get
Oh,
high.
fuck this guy. We're not giving
Right.
this guy anything.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep him awake the whole time. Fuck.
God damn, yeah, you asked like I knew I shouldn't ask that
I
question
shouldn't
about
ask
the
that.
fucking
Fuck.
propranolol. Whatever the
Pro
fuck it's called.
propofol. Drew says propofol. Pro
Propofol.
propofol. Whatever.
That's
It's
fucking
a hell of a
propofol
drug.
your ass asleep.
And the next day I went in, had the procedure, and they put me in the recovery position on my left side. My naked ass is hanging off. It's cold as shit in this room. And I remember and the guy administering the drug, I was sitting there bullshitting with him. He puts the mask on me, and I was like, and I said this too. I was like, I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna try to see how long I can stay awake. And he's like, all right. And then he pushes one series because it was like 2 shots in my vein or whatever. He pushes one, and I'm sitting there on my side, and he's like talking to me, and like the whole room starts doing this.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna make it. And he pushes that second one, and I was like, done.
Bam.
Yeah, dude, like, hell, like, I don't know, man. It was fucking weird.
Sounds like basically that's how they put dogs to sleep.
Right?
You know,
It
like they give
it's
them a medicine
definitely
to fucking knock them out so they just
stops
go
their
to
heart
sleep
and
and then they
shit.
give them another one that's like that overdose or whatever
Yeah. I
that
wonder if
stops
that's
their
the
fucking
same
heart.
shit they do for lethal injection. Is that the same shit they use?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Dr. Kevorkian in that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
Remember,
he's dead.
kids, malpractice makes malperfect. But yeah, dude. I don't know what they would do, but I always thought it was funny. Speaking of lethal injections, that like they take a fucking alcohol swab and they like sanitize the surface before they stick the needle in. Like, I hope he doesn't get an infection.
Yeah.
Like,
He
what? Really? It's fucking.
this dude's on his deathbed and help give me
Yeah,
your hand. I gotta let me get
yeah,
them germs off, baby.
yeah. No shit. Like, God forbid he gets fucking
Yeah.
gangrene
Jesus.
in the grave.
Yeah. Oh my god, he gets hep C from a used needle.
Yeah, that sounds like a black metal song. Gangrene in the grave. The fuck
But
is wrong with him?
yeah, I to go back to that drug, it's definitely scary on how something like that can just you're done, dude. Like you're sitting there, you're like talking to the doctors, and then the next thing you know, you're getting woke up like an hour and a half later. That is scary. Like I wonder if that's what roofie, like if people who get roofied, I wonder if that's what they feel like. Like, is that the extent? Is that how it works? If that is, that's scary as shit. Because I went to sleep and I had people playing with my butthole and I didn't even know it.
You totally got date raped, dude.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I
in a
legally
controlled
got like
environment.
violated. I legally got violated.
Yeah, you paid for it too. Well, your insurance company
Yeah, I
did.
didn't pay for that shit.
So this says pentobarbital. It's a sedative and anti-convulsant. So it may okay. So it fucking puts you to sleep without making you have a fucking seizure. I'm guessing. It
Mhm.
says it can treat tension, anxiety, nervousness, and trouble falling asleep. It can help patients relax before surgery or medical procedures. In addition, it can treat epilepsy and other seizures. So it's an anticonvulsant and a sedative. That's what it is, and it's called pentobarbital. Pentobarbital is what it's called.
Pentobarbital.
Yeah.
I just call it propanol.
So is that what they gave you to make you go to sleep, or is that what they give you for lethal injection? I'm not sure. I'm thinking
Is it? It's like a cocktail with the lethal injection. It's
that's
like
what I thought. Yeah.
one to put you to sleep, two to slow your heart rate, three to stop your heart or
Send you
whatever.
straight to hell. So typically, three drugs are used in lethal injection. Uh, pancuronium bromide is used to cause muscle paralysis and respiratory arrest. Potassium chloride to stop the heart, and midazolam for sedation. So I'm guessing they give you midazolam to put you to sleep. They give you the pancuronium bromide to relax your muscles and stop your breathing, and then the potassium chloride to stop your heart. So yeah, you were right. It's a cocktail
Yeah.
of
But
three different kinds of drugs.
I watched a thing. There's a shelf life on that shit, and I think it was Missouri or one of these states that had so much of this shit on the shelf, and they had so many people that was on the death row, and like they were just bang 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 bang, just like we got to hurry up before it expires because I guess the
Oh
state is
damn!
yeah, the state is funded by like they have a fund for that, and like it takes so much for it to get approved to get this stuff. And it has shelf life. And there was apparently one of the death row individuals, like it didn't kill him like it should have. And it was like this big ordeal. And it was like, oh, well, the shelf life, they were like, oh, well,
Yeah, I don't know if
yeah,
that's true, but I've heard that before because technically he served his sentence
yeah,
because they gave him the lethal injection. And it's like, but he didn't die. So it's like, well, what do we do now? Because
yeah,
technically we gave him his sentence. We
right.
gave him the lethal injection. So like, do they set him free? Do they reduce the sentence to life? Do they do it again? Because
Yeah.
technically, if you think about it, he fucking
He well,
he
that's like
served
the
his sentence.
the chair, back in the day when the chair was a big thing, people wasn't dying the first go around. It's like, so if I'm getting the chair, are we talking, you only do it one time for 30 seconds and that's it? And if I don't die, that's it. I
Right.
can I can
Like,
go.
I'm a free man and
You
shit.
know what I mean? Like 30 seconds, baby. I rode the lightning, you know?
Straight up.
Like I'm out this motherfucker. Go ahead and take this off. I'm done.
Yeah.
But there was a big thing with the electric chairs. Like it wasn't killing motherfuckers right away. It was like, like
Yeah.
frying the fuck out of them. It's like,
Man, the
when is
governor's gonna be
enough?
pissed about this electric bill. Fuck.
Yeah.
Die already, dude.
Fuck. Then the gas chamber was a thing too, man. Like I think I'd take the lethal injection over all three of them. Or out of the three, it would definitely be the
Oh,
lethal
for
injection.
sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I hate electricity anyway. I don't want to fucking go that way. And then
Mm-mm.
I've been in gas chambers with like OC and stuff, in the army where you have to take the mask off with that shit. And that was a fucking enough. I was like, God, if this shit was like some kind of toxic shit, I'd have gave up.
I think it
Um,
was. I think it was Peter Stumpf. I could have it wrong on the name, but Peter Stumpf was like a German serial killer, and he was like one of the first people to ever be like called a werewolf, like lycanthropy. And I'm pretty sure they cut his fucking head off, and the dude like picked it up out of the basket, and his fucking eyes would follow him, and that's when they knew. That's when they realized that like you don't die right away. Like I think your brain still functions for 7 minutes after your heart stops beating.
wow.
Yeah. So and
Really?
like yeah, like he held his fucking head and would like move, and like his eyes would fucking follow him, dude. And I have a song called "If I Were to Die Tonight," and in the very beginning, the first thing I say is, "After your heart stops beating, your brain still functions for 7 minutes, and in my opinion, that would be the longest 420 seconds of your fucking life." And like, it's just crazy. Could you imagine that if like you're fucking dead,
Dude.
but for 7 whole minutes? Have you ever waited
7 minutes is a
seven
long
minutes
time.
for the bell to ring to get out of
Oh,
school
absolutely.
or to get off the clock at work? Like it's the longest 7 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
This is literally the longest 7 minutes of your life. My Ben said it was Horace Pinker was the man who got his head chopped
So was
off,
it the
and
guillotine things that
I'm thinking, yeah, and his fucking
yeah.
head hit the ground. They fucking picked it up, and the dude's still fucking looking at him and shit. And that's when they realized, like, oh shit, this isn't like as humane as we thought. Like this motherfucker's still functioning. He's still alive.
Man.
I even think he tried biting him and shit. I think, like, he fucking
Wow.
tried. I think so, but unless that could be bullshit, I don't know. But
That's insane, man.
yeah, like could you imagine like the panic that would be going through you? Like, oh my god, I'm fucking dead.
Like,
Where's
you're
my
literally gonna
body?
watch yourself die,
Oh yeah,
like
dude.
yeah.
I'm
I don't
looking
know.
up that name right now. Horace Pinker. My cousin's such a dick though. He'd be making shit up. Yeah, it's a rock band. I fucking knew it. I'm glad I looked it up. That's not the fucking guy. Wait, was it? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that band named themselves after the guy because he'll be saying some stupid shit like that. I see him in the comments. He'll be like, "No, it was the fucking Twilight movie." I'm like, "Shut up, Ben." So I don't know why I even said like, "Yeah, it was Horace Pinker." I gotta stay on my toes with this motherfucker. From now on, I'm googling everything he fucking says just in case. What a dick. I'm glad I looked that up because I'd have been like, yeah, it was Horace Pinker. And he'd have fucking let me go for years on the podcast. We did a whole episode on Horace Pinker, the
Horace
serial
Pinker.
killer. Come to find out it's a fucking punk band from Chicago.
It's the guy from the movie Shocker.
That's what he says, yeah, but I don't know. He could be full of shit. No, that makes sense. Horace Pinker.
I don't
I
know.
wonder if it is. Now we gotta fucking Google the movie Shocker. Because I've heard of that movie too. Have you ever seen that movie? The
I
1989?
think who was that? Michael Ironside
Yeah,
in that?
he's right. Horace Pinker. After being captured for a series of gruesome murders, Horace Pinker, a television repairman, faces execution by electric chair. But a deal with the devil allows him to come back as electricity. Once he changes into his new form, Pinker goes after the detective that brought him down. That sounds like a fucking pretty cool
Wow.
movie.
Is it Michael Ironsides that plays the Pinker guy?
No, it says Mitch Pileggi.
Ah.
Michael
Why am I
Murphy's in
thinking
it and Peter Berg is in it. It's from 1989. Wes Craven directed it. I'm surprised I don't know more about this
I
because it
swear
was.
Ironsides was in it.
I
What
got a
movie?
fucking.
I'm trying to think what movie he was in because I swear it was that movie. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know, but did I don't know how this came up then, but I don't know why we got on the Horace Pinker thing. Probably because we were talking about electrocution, but yeah, for some reason I was thinking he meant that it was the guy that got his fucking head cut off, but I think it was Peter Stumpf. House of a Thousand Discourses have been as an episode all about lycanthropy, and I talk about him and that. But yeah, we should do an
Yeah.
episode on Peter Stumpf someday because that fucking dude. Well, it's true crime. We could talk about him right now. Fuck it. He was a fucking dude in Germany and back in the day, like way back in the day, I think like 1800s or some shit. And he claimed that he made a deal with the devil in the woods, and the devil like gave him a belt that would turn him into a wolf, a werewolf, like when the fucking full moon came and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like he killed his own daughter and like ate her brains. Like this guy was fucking nuts. I'll check him out. I'll look him up real quick. But yeah, like this is why I wish that fucking we were more prepared for this true crime thing. But Peter Stump was a German farmer and alleged serial killer accused of werewolfery, witchcraft, and cannibalism. He was known as the Werewolf of Bedburg, and he died in 1589. And that's when he was apprehended. Oh, and he was executed October 31st, too. I forgot about that.
Wow.
On Halloween in fucking 1589, dude. Let me find he did something fucked up to his fucking
So wait, werewolf what? Werewolf?
He was the Werewolf of Bedburg. His name was Peter Stump in 1589. So I said 1800s. This was in the late 1500s. Damn. It was 1589.
We're talking about back in the day, people burn people for witches and being witches.
This was before that, even
way before that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because wasn't like the Salem witch trials.
Was it like 18 something?
It had to have. I'm thinking because like we weren't a fucking country until 1776.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But let's see here. That says he was an insatiable bloodsucker who gorged on the flesh of goats, lambs, and sheep, as well as men, women, and children. He was threatened with torture. He confessed to killing and eating 14 children, 2 pregnant women whose fetuses he ripped from their wombs and ate their hearts, panting, hot, and raw, which he later described as dainty morsels. One of the 14 children was his own son, whose brain he was reported to have devoured. He ate his son's brain. Not only was Peter Stump accused of being a serial murderer and cannibal, but also of having an incestuous relationship with his daughter, who was sentenced to die with him, and that he had coupled with a distant relative, which was also considered to be incestuous according to the law. In addition to this, he confessed to having had intercourse with a succubus sent to him by the devil. So he was fucking having sex with his daughter, among other relatives, and apparently a fucking female demon that the fucking devil sent him. But his execution was on Halloween 1589 alongside his daughter Sybil and his mistress Catherine. It's one of the most brutal executions on record. He was put to a wheel where flesh was torn from his body in 10 places with red-hot pincers, followed by his arms and his legs. Then his limbs were broken with the blunt side of an axe head to prevent him from returning from the grave before he was beheaded and his body burned on a pyre. His daughter and mistress had already been flayed and strangled and were burned along with Stump's body. As a warning against similar behavior, local authorities erected a pole with the torture wheel and the figure of a wolf on it. At the very top, they placed Peter Stump's severed head.
That's straight up gangster.
That is fucked up. That's
what
like
town is this? We need to take a fucking road trip.
Bedburg, Germany, dude.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I don't want the army sending me there because I don't want to go overseas.
Oh, actually, Cologne, Germany. That's where he was executed. He was executed in Cologne, Germany. His criminal penalty, it says death by breaking. Like, God, I must break you. Like, that's so fucking crazy, right? Like, we're talking about ways of execution. They fucking peeled skin off of his body, broke his arms and legs so he can't crawl out of the grave. Then they chopped his fucking head off and burned him next to his goddamn daughter that they say was an incestuous relationship. So they're making it sound like like it was a
Ugh.
mutual thing. Like the
Yeah, like
daughter was
she
okay with it. Like it wasn't a
yeah,
rape or a molesting type thing.
they were dating.
Something.
No, dude, that's
I don't
gross.
I don't know.
It's like it's almost as bad as getting tied up and 2 horses ripping you a fucking apart.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Wasn't that a form of,
Yeah,
like,
and I seen it in a movie one time. Gang Squad, the fucking gangster. Forgot the fucking guy. He played fucking. He was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and he used to fuck Madonna. Everyone's gonna be mad at me. Sean Penn, is that his name?
I don't know.
He played like the fucking gang leader in this movie. It's called Gangs in New York, and I think they like tied this dude between 2 cars, and they were like, "Oh, the fucking coyotes are about to come out and shit," because they can hear the coyotes. They pull the guy apart, and then like these coyotes come out of the hills and start eating this
Dang.
motherfucker. But yeah, man, that was Peter Stump. He's like the first recorded werewolf. Lycanthropy. Lycanthropy was basically a mental illness back in the 1500s where people thought they shapeshifted into animals at night. And it
Mhm.
could have been a bee. They thought they turned into a bee. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be a werewolf, but just like werewolves are like way cooler, you know? Like if I had to be anything, dude, I'd want to be a werewolf. I wouldn't want to be a fucking bee unless it was like a Wu-Tang Killer bee. You know what I mean? I'd be like fucking Method Man.
Killer
Like that'd
bee.
be cool. Hell yeah, dude. Cream all around me. But yeah, dude, I think it's pretty fucked up, and like nobody talks about him. Like I don't
Yeah, I didn't
understand why
even
no.
know that, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't
dude.
even know that.
I really like. I'm into lycanthropy. Like that. My son's name is Lycan. You know, and like people are like, "Oh, do you like the underworld movies?" Like, yeah, they're cool. I got fucking Kate Beckinsale's autograph right here. Like, I do like the underworld movies, but that's not why I named my fucking son Lycan. It's
I
just
got OJ Simpson signed football helmet right here.
you do for real, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, he
That's
did that shit.
awesome. He fucking OJ did that shit. That motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, I have to look that story up, man. That's pretty interesting. I didn't even know that. Like
Yeah, Peter fucking Stump. There's I got
that dude
I
is
got a whole
sick.
episode. Extremely sick. Yeah,
Like
I don't know why he ate his son's brain, but he did.
for
And then
eating all
like
them kids and babies and shit. Like
14
God,
children he ate, he cannibalized, and
jeez.
yeah, and also he said 2 pregnant women, and he pulled the fetuses, the heart of the fetuses while they were still like beating, and he'd eat them. Ben asked if we're familiar with the Beast of Bray Road. Audie, are you? I am.
No, I have no idea.
It's a local legend. You know how every town has that fucking haunted
Yeah,
bridge?
absolutely.
Well, let's see. Bray Road, I know, is in Wisconsin somewhere, but it's a fucking werewolf. The Beast of Bray Road, also known as the Bray Road Beast, and the Wisconsin werewolf, is a purported humanoid wolf like creature allegedly witnessed in or near the rural community of Elkhorn. So, Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It was the first sighting was in 1936, but I did recently watch a documentary called The Beast of Bray Road, and I believe it was on Prime. So you should be able to watch it. It was pretty fucking interesting, and I would love to go there. In fact, I talked to my old remember when I was on a paranormal committee when I worked at Chrysler?
Yeah.
Um the chairperson, Linda, I told her about it. I'm like, we should fucking go up there, dude, and check it out. It's kind of like for all of our locals up here, Bloods Point Road. We have Bloods Point Road. It's like this fucking really spooky road with this fucking bridge that supposedly this witch fucking, fucking tormented this guy, and he hung his kids and his wife from this bridge. And his last name was Blood, so it was Blood's point of, insanity or whatever, crossing the threshold of life and death or whatever. I got a whole episode on my other podcast about that too. It's called Blood's Point Road. There's the old satanic ground I think I told you about that I've been to, and the
Yeah,
haunted
yeah.
cemetery, Blood's Point. When I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
we could go to Blood's Point if you want, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like that, but it's just in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and it's this road called Bray Road, and they call it the Beast of Bray Road. and supposedly it's a fucking werewolf.
No shit. There's a
I
out of my hometown, close to it, it's a little town next to it. Well, it's not little; it's a little bit bigger than Chipley. Uh, it's called Mariana, but it's called Bellamy Bridge. And apparently, like this woman on her wedding night caught on fire, and she runs off the bridge. But uh, you can take a boat out there and sometimes see the silhouette of a fire figure jumping off the bridge. You know, this all this big legend stuff. Um, a long time ago, I had this little boat, and my cousin and I were gonna head out there, um, take it up the river and try to see this. And some of the older folks around the area even said, "Yeah, I've been through there at night. I've seen it. I've seen it." But I never once got up there to do it. But it's kind of like what you're talking about, I guess. This tragic story that's circled around this bridge. This like the only wire bridge in the state of Florida that's left standing or some shit like that. But
I
yeah.
think any town with a bridge out in the country has that fucking story.
Yeah, it's like it's
Yours is
common.
actually pretty original.
Yeah, it's
I've never heard of a bride being set on fire.
like it was our wedding night. Something happened
Yeah.
inside the house.
Now
She
we
wanted
got
to
one out in
jump.
the Chicago area called Resurrection Road or something.
Mhm.
And apparently this girl was she fucking going to prom or some shit, and she got like hit by a car. Like her and her boyfriend were like in the car, and he kicked her out of the car, and then she got hit by a car. Something, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you drive down Resurrection Road, like there's a girl in a dress, and she'll fucking like be hitchhiking and shit. And then like people have claimed to pick this girl up hitchhiking, and then she has to get dropped off at the fucking cemetery, and then you drop her off and she walks into the cemetery, and it's like sounds like a great Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. Absolutely love it, but I highly fucking doubt
Yeah,
any of that shit is true.
you don't stop and pick a girl up and take her to the graveyard.
Right, a great horror movie, love it.
Yeah,
I think it's a fucking, I
yeah.
would watch that horror movie in a minute. Also, our Bloods Point Road is like, this is pretty fucked up, man, but I'm pretty sure it's not real. But there's this fucking, I know I've told you this story where there's this fucking bridge. Apparently, like a fucking bus of school kids got hit. Pretty sure it's not fucking true, but everyone's like, oh yeah, if you go to the bridge and you put fucking your car in neutral, your car will roll across the train tracks. And then if you put baby powder on the trunk of the car, it's all these little kids' handprints. Every fucking town has that story. It's all
Yeah.
bullshit. But what is kind of cool about the one out here on Bloods Point Road is when we went to go check this out, we found this old fucking sign. In fact, it was so old that it was right up against a fucking tree. I mean, directly up against a tree. And the tree was huge. So it takes a long time for trees to grow. So that sign was there for fucking ever. It was rusted as fuck. And it said school bus ahead. Before we got to the bridge, you could tell that there was a fucking bridge that went over train tracks. You could tell before that bridge was built, the road used to go downhill and go over those train tracks and go back up the hill. And eventually they just got wise and built a fucking bridge over it because it was a pretty fucking steep, gnarly hill, you know?
Yeah.
But there's there's just no evidence on the internet of a fucking school bus full of kids getting hit by a train. I do believe that there used to be a school bus stop probably in the 50s or some shit in that area before that bridge was made, but there's like no evidence of that happening. And one thing that is fucked up though is me and my homeboy Brent, we were driving down that road and we saw a fucking train going parallel to us off in the distance. And when we stopped and got on the bridge to check it out, that fucking train went underneath us and it didn't make a fucking sound. Like it was, and trains are loud as fuck, but it wasn't see through or anything. It was a fucking real train, but it was fucking quiet, like until it hit the bridge, you know. Then it was like, oh fuck, that's why it scared us because it surprised us. We're like, where the fuck that train come from? We didn't
Yeah.
hear it coming, you know what I mean? So that was pretty fucking weird. But we were stoned as fuck too, so like, who knows? Maybe we just didn't hear the train coming, you know. But there's people out there that say like, oh, there's fucking phantom cars that chase you. Like I've never
Yeah.
had any. We just used to go
No.
out there and get drunk as fucking teenagers, drag
Yeah,
race, shit like that.
yeah, there's several stories around my little hometown of the same shit. Go to this bridge, turn your lights off, and you'll see a car coming at you. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. You're in the middle of the fucking road. It's like, no, no, no,
Right,
no. It's
right,
like, uh, yeah, there's several little stories, and it- it's one of them. I think it's one of them tall tales to get you to go check it out, but then it's never really anything uh, worth the shit, or nothing's really gonna happen.
right.
Um,
And it's never as cool as it used to be. It's like,
yeah,
oh, but
it's
your
like if we
brothers, your older brothers, friends, and they're all like, oh man, one time we went there and this
yeah,
happened, and then like the stories just get passed down. It's
right.
just for a place to fucking kids to go and fucking get high and fucking drink beer.
Yeah, like if we were talking about this and I was like 18, 19, it'd be the coolest shit. Yeah, let's go check it out. And then we'd make assumptions. But now, 38, 35, 36, 37 years old, it's like, fuck that. I ain't leaving my fucking house.
No, I don't want to go get a fucking goddamn DUI. I'm gonna go drink in a graveyard.
I don't want to go get a trespassing fucking charge.
Yeah, exactly. Like $75 fine and shit. Like, what do you
Yeah.
think I'm fucking out here riding on people's handlebars on their bicycles? Come on, man. I deserve a fucking ticket for this shit.
Come on, man.
Right. I'm gonna say that next time I get arrested. Be like, what? It's not like I'm fucking getting a ride on the fucking handlebars.
You should write the chief of police and be like, "Hey, you remember that one time you?" Or just be like, "Have you ever wrote a ticket for someone riding on handlebars?"
Yeah. No, he remembers me because a few years ago, an incident happened, and the cops ended up coming to my house, and he was there, and he was one of the guys, and he was the first fucking one to get there because he knew that address because it happened in the house that I was growing up in. Now my brother lives there, and this incident happened while my brother was living there. But I did definitely happen to be there. And the first words out of that guy's mouth was not what's going on. He was like, how's your dad? And I'm like, he's fucking dead, asshole. Like, cause my dad was like, the story of my dad.
Yeah.
My dad in that little town of Belvedere, like, the cops were kind of scared of him, dude. And I think I told you the time about, I know I'm getting off topic, but I told you about the time where um, my dad was talking to this cop, and this cop was about the same size as my dad. And then this other like little cop interrupted him. And my dad's like, who the fuck are you anyway? I'm talking to this guy. And then the little cop was like, I'm the backup. And my dad laughed. He's like, you're the backup? So after I kick his ass, I got to go through you? Like, that was fucking, they all knew who my dad was. And yeah, that was like the first thing that asshole said. He's like, how's your dad been? It wasn't like the first thing, but after everything
Yeah.
settled down, he's like, how's your dad been? I'm like, he's dead, man. But yeah, because he knew my dad for sure, because my dad's been in his face a bunch of times. But he definitely remembers me because this wasn't that long ago. But last thing I knew was like there was this body that was found on that same road. It was out on Newburgh Road, and it was a transgender person, and they're trying to figure out how did this fucking body end up in the woods. And like I saw that guy on the fucking TV, and it said Shane Woody, chief of police. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's the fucking chief of police now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking
Moved all the
crazy,
way
dude.
up, huh?
Yeah, good for him though, because I did too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not the same fucking kid that he used to pick on,
Write tickets for riding on handlebars.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
he did tell me that day, he's like, hey man, because I started getting loud with him and being a fucking asshole because he was accusing me of something I didn't do. So I started getting loud, and he's like, hey man, you know how this can go down. He's like, I know the last time we spoke, we were both full of piss and vinegar. And I'd like to think that we both, matured since then. I'm like, you're right, dude. You're totally right. I'm sorry. I'm going to fucking shut the fuck up now. You know, I'd love to kind of see him. I don't want to get pulled over by him because who knows what'll happen. But I would like to be like, hey, man, remember me? I'm not an asshole anymore.
You want to bring him on the podcast?
Dude, I should. I should
Reach
hit
out
him
and be
up,
like,
man.
let's talk about some incidents you went to.
Yeah. How'd you
That'd
become
be
the
kinda-
chief of police?
Yeah, man.
You're a fucking cop. He might, I don't know, he might do it, dude. I'm going to write him a letter.
Do it.
I'm going to write
Yeah.
the chief of police of Belvedere, Illinois, a letter and ask him if he wants to come on our podcast.
You won't do it.
Oh, I will. I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. I'll
I
do
know
it.
you will. I know you will.
I should probably just go down there.
Yeah, just go down there. Like, what's up, man? Check it out.
Yeah, a bunch of weed on me.
Yeah, you should
I
write.
swear.
I'll come back up and visit
I
you.
don't even smoke weed, people. I don't drink and drive. I don't break the motherfucking law. I just podcast and shit.
I tell
That's
you
it.
what, I'll come visit you. We'll get on a little bike.
In
You
jail.
ride on the handlebars, and we'll ride up there.
Like some fucking thugs, dude. Hell yeah.
Straight up.
Fucking A. That's some G money shit. I would love to go see this Beast of Bray road though. Like, would you do some shit like that if there was a fucking road in your town where they're like, there's a fucking werewolf out there? Would you go do it?
Yeah.
It's because you're
I would.
white. That's white people shit. Like, oh, let's go look for a werewolf. Black folks will be like, motherfucker.
Yeah, this one. You go first.
Right? I've seen this movie. I have like one black friend. I gotta fucking see if he'll go werewolf hunting with me. It's fucking funny as shit.
Yeah, I'd do it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I wouldn't do. I just gotta be motivated. You gotta like sell it to me, for
Yeah.
my ass to move out of here and go do it.
Ben wants to go. It's I know it's a long ways from you, Audie. But it's only 48 minutes from me. So if you want to drive instead of 6 hours to see me, it'd be 7. Next time you're up here, we'll do it.
All right.
We'll meet up with Ben because you need to meet Ben anyway, and we'll go up to fucking Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and we'll go look for the fucking Beast of Bray Road. We'll go fucking werewolf hunting.
That'd be cool.
What would you do if you saw, like, what would you do, man? If we were in the car just fucking chilling and a fucking werewolf ran across the road, would you stop, get out? Would you fucking gun it?
Now, what are we talking about? Werewolf? Are we talking like, we're talking like,
ripped jeans and shit? Like, because clearly that's a werewolf. He's got like this flannel shirt that's all fucking ripped open and shit. 7.5 feet tall and shit.
Are we talking like
spikes coming out of his spine like a goddamn dinosaur?
I wouldn't get out.
Fuck no. This car could not go fast enough, Daddy-O.
No.
My cousin said shoot it. He's from Wisconsin, so he's like, I'll shoot that son of a bitch. It's like that's their answer to everything.
You gotta have a silver bullet, don't you?
Yeah, you're supposed to have a silver bullet, Ben. Come on, man. Get with the times.
Know your shit, Ben.
Like, they race cars, drink beer, eat cheese, and fucking shoot anything that moves.
Sounds like Floridians.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. That's fucking hilarious. Ben, like, he didn't even think about it. He's like, I'll shoot that motherfucker. Oh man, get it fucking stuffed. Could you imagine?
Crazy.
I love werewolves. Like, that's just my thing. Like, if I could be any kind of cryptid, dude, I'd want to be a werewolf. Man.
I think.
Fuck yeah.
I think I'd be something.
I know vampires are all sexy and shit, and they're always getting laid by chicks like Kate Beckinsale or like Star, the fucking chick from fucking Lost Boys.
I'd probably be a vampire.
You know what I just fucking realized the other day? You know the movie Twister?
Yeah. Bill
Paxton's fucking new wife is Star from Lost Boys.
Really?
Yeah. I was fucking watching it.
Oh shit, it is.
It fucking is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't put that together as a kid, and I haven't seen Twister since it came out.
Yeah, you're right.
We had it on VHS, and I wore the fuck out of that tape. But we were at Disc Replay, and I saw it on DVD, and I'm like, dude, Twister. She's like, fuck yeah, let's get it. Let's fucking watch it tonight.
Movie.
Dude, that motherfucker, like, it holds up. A lot of those movies from the 90s, they don't, but Twister holds up like Twister. A motherfucking Christmas tree. Yeah, it's fucking, really it's good. Fucking dope. And, but anyway, right off the bat, Dora's like, you know, that's a chick from Lost Boys, right? I'm like, bullshit. And it didn't take but a couple of seconds, and I'm like, God damn, that's her. Wow. I couldn't fucking believe it, dude. I'm like, holy shit, that's Star. And she was also in this funny, like a sitcom. I love fucking stupid sitcom family, like fun shows like the Goldbergs and like Roseanne and shit. Married with Children. Fucking shit like that, like feel good family shows or whatever. They're just fucking funny to me. But anyway, she's in this show called fuck, I forgot what it's called now. I had it. But she's like the super hot. It's like your typical fucking sitcom. Super hot wife, fucking overweight dumbass husband. You know what I mean? Then you got the
Yeah.
fucking kids, like the really smart one, the weird one, the slutty one. You know what I mean? It's like your typical fucking. I think it's called Still Standing, is what it's called.
And she was in it.
But
She was like the mom.
yeah, she's the mom. It's like this fucking sitcom show, but like Married
Wow.
with Children. But she's the mom, and she's fucking drop dead gorgeous in it.
Really?
And then she's married to like this big fat Irish dude who's just kind of dumb, and you know what I mean. And then they got the fucking. It's just like this Irish family. But yeah, check it out. I like it. I like shows like
Hmm.
that though. I'm a sucker
Yeah,
for
I
a
can
fucking good family sitcom, like
check it out.
Grounded for Life. That's another like Irish family fucking sitcom I love. That's fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I've been I've been watching the fuck, what's it called? It's called Brickmaster. Have you seen that shit with the Lego shit?
I have not.
Dude, the fucking shit people make out of Legos. It's
I've
unreal.
been I've been to like Lego World or whatever,
Yeah.
and it was cool. You know, they had like fucking some pretty crazy shit, but I bet
Dude,
this TV show. Talk about it. I'm gonna catch up on comments. Tell me about this show.
yeah, it's like 10 contestants. I binged watched the first season yesterday, and it's like these master builders, and they have unlimited like everything in this in the game, and they can make whatever like out of everything they want, but they're given topics like, okay, you need to build this giant it has to be 4 feet high skyscraper building, and it's got to survive the there's like this shaking thing they put it on, and like there's like a team that's engineers, their jobs in the real world like engineers, and like their shit went all the way up to like level 11 and shit. It's like, well, yeah, they're fucking engineers, like in the way they were making their shit. But it's really cool because like, as a kid, I remember Legos was fucking dirt cheap. Have you seen the price of Legos now?
Oh, it's absurd. And like
Fucking A, man.
if you have shit that's like even just from a couple years ago and that's still in the package, you get crazy amounts of money. Like
Yeah, dude.
I know people who like they'll buy Lego sets that are like, oh, it's Mario or Star Wars or something, and they'll just buy it, sit on it for a couple of years, and then fucking sell it for $150.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like,
Because think about it, dude. Like, all right, how old's your kid now? Like 8 or something?
yeah, 8.
All right, let's pretend he's into fucking Mario, right? Or like fucking I don't know. Let's just say in fucking 2 years he's into Mario, right? And it's like, well, they don't make Mario Lego shit, but 2 years ago they did. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
like
I get
that's
it.
that you understand. Like I know I didn't explain it that well, but like,
No, 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 I understand it.
but that's how it is. It's like my son comes at me with shit all the time, like, oh, I love the Simpsons. And I'm like, there's no fucking Simpsons toys. So then I gotta go on fucking Mercari and buy a fucking Simpsons toy that's 5 years old when I'm paying $100 for it because now it's a fucking collector's item. But
Yeah.
I
You
don't
here
care.
you
I
go,
do that
son, but you
shit.
can't open it.
No, I do. I let him do it. I spent $75 on pop figures, and he's like, rip the box. I'm like, fuck. Like the collector in me is like, God damn it! Like, why didn't I open it for him? And then be like, I'm gonna keep the box, and then when you don't like Killer Clowns from Outer Space anymore, we're gonna sell it, and then you're gonna get something cooler. But instead, I'm like, here's your pop, dude. And he's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, God damn it. But I mean,
Ah,
that's what you do for your kids, It's like
no,
they
I
didn't
get
have
it.
shit like that when we were kids, dude.
No.
Like they didn't have fucking Predator toys and Terminator toys and Alien fucking Xenomorph toys at Toys R Us when we were fucking 5. They didn't have that shit. And now they do, and they're fucking 35 goddamn dollars. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or
No, I get
more.
it.
More
Yeah.
than that. I've seen like fucking toys that are 50 fucking bucks. But you buy, that's what you do for your fucking kids, and it's awesome. But
Yeah.
no, I've always hated Legos anyway. I got this fucking goddamn Mortal Kombat arcade game today. You think I wanted to put that together? Fuck no. I don't like Legos, man. Fuck a Lego right in the
Yeah.
mouth. I don't like stepping on them. I don't like playing with
I
them.
don't mind them. I just wish they wasn't expensive. Like there's some really
Yeah.
cool Lego shit, man. Like they got the Ghostbuster tower, that you
Oh
could put
yeah,
together, or not the tower, but the station. And I
dude.
actually have the Ecto 1 Lego set, but
I seen a picture of George Fisher, the singer of Cannibal Corpse, and on Christmas his wife got him like the fucking Home Alone house,
mhm.
and it's like fucking 150,000 goddamn pieces, and it was probably like $300 fucking dollars, you know. But he's like this dude with like the neck the size of a goddamn shark neck. He's like the singer of Cannibal Corpse, and he's like fucking super happy with his
I got
fucking
Legos.
Home Alone fucking
I can't even
like that kind of.
Lego.
Um, we've had some listeners chime in, so you want to get back to the fucking guy who did it real quick, or do you still want to talk about fucking Legos? It's supposed to be true crime, but I really don't care how long we go because our guest, we weren't able to lock him in today. We had him locked in, and he's not here with us. So fuck it, I'm gonna get drunk with Audie, and we're gonna do a podcast. So we might bounce back and forth. The topic we pulled out of our ass was true crimes.
Yeah. I mean, we touched on it from the beginning. I mean,
No,
I can
totally,
go
I know.
I don't care. We can go
I
off
don't care. We
topic.
can talk about Legos all day long. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck, Daddy.
No, I was
That's why
talking about
I mentioned.
yeah, we'll
Ryan
go
did
off
say,
topic.
I want the Harry Potter Hogwarts castle, but it's $500. Fuck
Fuck,
that.
man.
I
That's
wouldn't
a
want to put
lot.
it. Fuck. First of all, you got to spend $500 on it, which is absurd. But it's not that absurd. Like when you really want something, fuck the money. Money comes and goes. You will always get more money. So that's why, like I say, if you want it, buy it. Make sure your fucking bills are paid. Make sure your fucking kids are fed and have they don't got holes in their underwear and socks and shit. You know,
Right.
buy what you fucking want. Fucking when you die, like you can't take that money with you. So like, why save a bunch of money for all these people? Fuck that. Your fucking kids can go out and get their own goddamn job, make their own fucking money. Fuck having money in a will. That's just my opinion. Instead, they're gonna have all kinds of shit left behind. They'd be like, that was my dad's, and they can either be like, God damn it, now I gotta sell this shit, or like, fuck yeah, I can finally play with it because he's fucking dead. You know?
my son's gonna
Either
be
way.
like, yeah, OJ did that shit.
Yeah. Right?
That's what
But
I'm
yeah,
leaving my son.
fuck yeah, dude. Now let's talk about OJ because Ryan's is like underwear. What's underwear? Oh, Ben said Jamie Gertz. That's the chick from Still Standing. Her and her husband own the Atlanta Hawks. I didn't know that. The chick that played Star in Lost Boys, her and her husband own the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh wow.
That's impressive. So Nicole here, the chick I grew up with, she coincidentally is the nurse for my children's school. I hate to put you on blast here, but give us $5 a month to our Patreon. Thank you. So her theory on OJ Simpson, I don't know if this is her theory or not, but she asked about the new theory. Have you heard of the new theory?
No. What is it?
She says OJ's son killed Nicole. He had a history of violence and violence against Nicole. The glove didn't fit OJ because it was his son's glove. OJ had the car chase so his son could have time to hide the weapon. Now, I don't know. I don't know who his son is or how old his son is, but there's no fucking way because Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman were cut to the goddamn bone, ear to ear. And I'm assuming OJ's son at the time would have been like a teenager. And I don't know if he would have been able to pull that off in one quick swoop. Also, the reason why the glove didn't fit is because what was his fucking attorney's name? Johnny Cochran. It was Johnny Cochran. Ron Goldman was the victim. Johnny Cochran, OJ Simpson's lawyer, had OJ Simpson go off of his arthritis medicine for a week because he knew that the other team was gonna bring in the glove. And so he made OJ go off of his arthritis medicine for a week. That way his hand would swell. And if you go back and watch the footage, he clearly puts that glove on his fingers, starts making a fist, and pretending to tug on it while he's making a fist. So it's not going to go past his knuckles while he's making a fist and tugging on it simultaneously anyway. The There's a really good show. I know it's just TV and we don't know what's real or fake because we weren't fucking there. But there's a really good show on Netflix called OJ Simpson versus the People, or the People versus OJ Simpson, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those shows that you can binge watch because there's like 10 episodes or whatever. And it's really fucking interesting, and it like breaks down all kinds of shit, and it talks about the medicine. It talks about how they threatened the prosecutors or whatever were like wanting to bring in the glove, and they're like, don't bring in the fucking glove, man. Johnny Cochran's too good. Don't bring in the fucking glove. And then so Johnny Cochran was like, if you don't bring in the glove, we're gonna bring in the glove. Like they fucking reverse psychology. Because they're like, dude, I hope they don't bring in the glove. But they're like, if you don't do it, we'll fucking do it. So the prosecution's like, hell yeah, we're gonna bring in the glove. And then it's like, pff, it fucking blew up right in their fucking face. Ken Berg says OJ was only found innocent because they didn't want another LA riot on their hands. And a lot of that goes into that show that I was talking about. It was a crazy time. It was the early 90s in LA. And I'm right there with you, Ken, that if OJ were to get found fucking guilty,
Yeah. Tensions
there
was
would have
high,
been
man.
the racial tension was insanely high, and there would have been some it would have been like the Watts riots or whatever. I think that's what Ken is referring to. It would have been like Watts riot part 2. But also in this country, man, if you're a fucking superstar, not so much now maybe, but in the 90s, but like they didn't even know what DNA was then. Like when they brought it into the court shit with fucking OJ, everybody was like, it's just DNA. Who fucking cares? Like that's how new it was. They couldn't like pinpoint it down to him, but it was like definitely his blood type and shit like that, which nowadays that's like a reasonable doubt, right? Like beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
But back then they didn't fucking give a fuck. And a lot of the jurors have come forward. I hate to make this a racial thing, but like, let's be honest, that's how it was back then. A lot of the white jurors came out after the fact and were like, we thought the motherfucker did it. We wanted to say guilty, but all the black jurors were like, fuck you, he's innocent, how dare you? And they would like threaten to kick their ass, like, I'll fucking beat your ass if you don't fucking say that he fucking was guilty. And like there was all this tension between the white and black jurors. And according to like a couple of them, they were like, we wanted to say he was fucking guilty, but we didn't because we knew that we would just be there for fucking a few more days. Because it has to be like 100%, right?
I think that's how it works.
If there's 12 of them and 11 of them say he's innocent, but one says guilty, isn't that a hung jury? Like, don't all 12 of them have to agree?
Yeah.
Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it works. And I'm pretty sure there was like one white lady and one white dude that was like, he fucking did that shit. And also another thing, please correct me if I'm wrong, man. I was in 2nd grade when this happened, so I don't fucking know everything, but I think the majority of them were black, and that was done on purpose by Johnny Cochran. And he played that whole racial thing to his advantage in the early 90s, especially in a town like LA, because the racial tension was so fucking high then, dude. And Ken, thanks for coming forward with that big hairy pair of yours to say something like that, because most people probably wouldn't. And please forgive me for bringing the racial stuff into the conversation, but that's just pretty much how it was back then.
That's how it was then, you know.
It was a really fucked up time, dude.
It was a botched trial, dude. Like that whole
for sure.
If they was to redo that whole trial, that motherfucker would not.
Well, watch that show, The People versus O.J. Simpson, and what it was the Rodney King. I think that's what started the Watts riots, right? Because the cops that beat the fuck out of Rodney King, clearly they're beating the shit out of this guy on fucking camera. I don't care if he's fucking high as a kite or drunk, driving his car, being a fucking asshole, whatever. They're beating the fuck out of this dude. They should have just arrested the motherfucker instead of kicking the shit out of him. But I get if you resist, whatever, you're going to catch one, but you don't need to catch that many. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a cop and if you broke the law and you're trying to fight me, motherfucker, I'm fighting back. And I'm going to use the things that my job has given me to protect myself and to bring you into custody, whether it's a nightstick, handcuffs, mace, whatever. But there were 6 of them, and they're beating the fuck out of this guy. And then the cops got off with it, and that's when all the black folks in LA were like, fuck you, and they rioted. And I think that's what happened. I think that was the Watts riots or whatever. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And then yeah, I think that the OJ trial, they're like, dude, if we send him to prison over this shit, we're gonna have another goddamn crazy, chaotic shit on our hands. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think I was in 5th grade. I remember watching that shit on TV and not knowing any of it, just watching it like, oh, okay. But as I've gotten older, and you can even go on YouTube and look at some of the trial and stuff, and as an adult, I watch it now and I'm like, this is bullshit.
He fucking did that
He
shit.
did that shit.
Even black folks nowadays are like, he fucking did that shit.
Yeah,
like, fuck him.
Yeah,
what was it, Dave Chappelle? They were like, we keep Eminem, you get OJ Simpson back. Like for the racial draft and shit.
He's
like,
up there.
Yeah.
It was one of those episodes where he was on trial. It's like, if I had to describe Michael Jackson's balls, I'd say there's some glitter and some balls. And
he's like, let me guess, a head, a shaft, some balls, maybe a little bit of glitter.
Yeah, and then he's like,
I couldn't pick my own penis out of a lineup, and me and my penis are like this, son.
Yeah. And then it gets to OJ. It says OJ Simpson is like, oh, he did that shit.
Oh, fucking goddamn it. Don't Blame Us podcast is going to go on record for the 100th time and say OJ did that shit.
Absolutely.
All right, Ben says he thinks the Watts riots were in the 60s and Rodney King was South Central. So I'm probably mixing up some shit. Like I said, man, I don't know. I was just a kid when all this happened. Watts riots probably were in the 60s when they were sicking dogs on people. I'm probably mixing things up, so I apologize. Like I said, we're doing this all off the cuff, and I'm fucking drunk, so whatever. I apologize. But yeah, Rodney King, South Central then? Is that what that? But Rodney King happened right before the OJ trial, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's what happened.
It did.
I don't know what the fuck we were going to talk about after that or before that or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely
Oh, I remember now. I was in 2nd grade when this happened. And my teacher, Mr. Moffat, he was telling all these children, 2nd graders, about this fucking murder and giving us the details about it and everything. And even my 2nd grade ass was like, he did that shit. and he's like getting mad at me. And he's like, there's so much more evidence out there. And I'm like, dude, like they found her blood in his fucking car. Like this fucking shoe size. It was fucking fucking footprints, blood in his car. Like, what more do you want? You know what I mean? I'm like, he fucking did that shit. And he was getting pissed off at me. I'm like, I'm just at the time, like I was, just arrogant little kid, like, fuck you, he did it. But now looking back on it is like I was a child arguing with a grown man whose job it was to teach me social studies, math, science, English, and he's arguing with me about O.J. Simpson. This is things that happened in the 90s, folks. You couldn't do that today. I told you about how I got a teacher fired over my fucking satanic shirt, right? Because church and state are separate. You can't talk about fucking religion in school. And she bashed me for my fucking satanic t-shirt. But yeah, I guess that's true crime too, because she apparently broke the law. Because church and state are separate. We got 7 minutes left till 2 hours. You probably don't want to go over 2 hours, right?
Yeah, we can go 7 more minutes. I'm trying to find a video.
I'm catching a fucking buzz from hell, so we should probably get out of here in the next 7 minutes because I notice I'm slurring my words and I'm fucked up. So Ken Berg says, then he went to prison for trying to steal his own memorabilia back. Yeah, we did. We talked about that in a couple episodes, I believe.
Yeah, there's a couple back.
Please support our podcast. Please, please, please. It's $5 a month. You can do that on patreon.com/don't blame us podcast. I think, is that the correct link?
Yeah,
Audie
I
March.
believe that's it. Yeah.
All right. So $5 a month.
We got
We'll
some cool
get you.
shirts coming too, man.
Yeah, we got some shirts coming. It's up to you to decide whether they're cool or not. Then give us your money for them. I hope you think they're cool. We went the generic route with just our logo on it because we just wanted to catch some interest and see if people like them. I really hope they sell. I hope you guys enjoy them. They'll be $20. If you want them shipped, they'll be $27. $5 a month will get you access to all of our behind the scenes shit. When we get out of here, when we do these live podcasts, me and Audie always call each other back on the same platform with these videos, and then we give our real opinions on the things that, oh, we shouldn't say this because we're live on the internet. So that's when you get to really dive deep into our conversations. And we just do all kinds of silly, stupid shit. I make dumb, funny videos on our fucking Patreon. We do all kinds of dumb shit, and it's really fun. Also, if you are a Patreon for several months, like I said, it's $5 a month. T-shirts are $25. So like, or $20 or whatever. So if you don't want to buy a shirt for $25, you can give us $5 a month for like 5 months, and then we'll send you a T-shirt. That's basically how this works. Also, Audie Marsh prints shit. He's an Audi 3. Audi 3. I told you I'm getting buzzed up. Audi is a 3D printer, and he prints out all kinds of radical stuff. And you can basically sign up for a Patreon and be like, well, I don't want a shirt, but I kind of want that fucking Michael Myers thing. And they're worth the same amount. So can you send me that instead? And like, we'll do shit like that for you. So
I still got Ryan's over here.
still,
Yeah.
I'm pitching the Patreon, and you're like, oh, I still didn't. God damn it, Audie.
Well, I was
Don't
waiting
say
for
that live on the
I'm
fucking-
waiting for the shirts, and I'm waiting to find a fucking top loader for that big ass 12x12 print that he's got.
Okay.
So I'm
I
like
was like, dude,
collaborating.
shut the fuck up.
No, it's not that. He's got so much shit I gotta send him, and I'm like, yeah, I'll
Right.
keep just piling it on.
No, that's actually a good idea, because
Yeah.
me as a supporter of a podcast, I'd much rather get like a box of cool shit than be like, oh, cool, here's my shirt, and then 2 weeks
Well,
later,
it
oh,
would
here's
spend
my
like
thing.
$10 a ship, $5 a ship, $8 a ship. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, right. Here's
You
your
know?
fucking box,
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. We'll get those shirts done.
Nicole, thank you obviously for watching us this whole fucking time. I really appreciate that. I see the comments coming in. I fucking love it. Nicole asked what our next podcast is about. We had a guest for today, the lead singer of one of my favorite metal bands called Bleeding Through, very famous, popular band. We couldn't lock him in today. We had him locked in, but he forgot his fucking laptop at work at his gym. He owns a gym because he's like fucking monster of a man. So we just went on the cuff and did a true crime thing. We're going to try to lock him in for next Friday. If not, me and Audie will come up with something. That's typically what we do. Come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we start texting each other. What do you want to talk about Friday, man? And then we just kind of figure it out. So,
and I've got some fillers out there on several guests. Trying to work that back in the schedule. I've got some good ones that I'm just waiting for their agent and their marketing to get back with me. I'm seriously wanting that police officer that responded to the Chris Watts case. I want that one to happen. I really hope he can come on and tell everybody his side of the story. Not so much the case itself, because we all know what happened. It's on the internet, but I want to know his point of view. Like, what were you feeling? Did you know it was bullshit? Did you was everything like out of whack? Did you wake up and was like, this day is gonna suck? Just typical like experience.
Yeah, we'll see if we can
like,
get him on. We'll reach out to him. We got a
Yeah.
couple other people that we've reached out to also. We you can blame me. It's my fault. We had tons of guests lined up for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then I slept on it. I'm like, cool, we got the next 2 months booked. And then I quit reaching out to people, and it was like, well, fuck, I should have kept doing it. But there's our guest list is definitely endless. We have several people to reach out to. Some of them we just haven't done it yet. Some of them we just got to lock in the dates, things like that. But in all honesty, between us and the listeners and me and Audie here, or as I'd like to say, between me, you, and the fence, I kind of like it when it's just me and Audie sometimes. I don't like having a guest every fucking goddamn
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, it's
I don't-
definitely breaks the monotony of the guest thing, it's
Yeah, I don't want a guest every week, and then I gotta fucking either read their book or watch all their movies or fucking, you know what I mean? Listen to their fucking CDs or whatever. It's like, then I gotta do homework. Fuck
Yeah.
that. You know, I
Absolutely.
quit. Yeah, so it's like now I like episodes like this for me and Audie just to go off the cuff. But we're 2 hours in, man. You got any final words?
No, I don't, man. I don't have anything. I think you nailed it
All right.
all on the head.
Cool. Please support us. $5 a month on patreon.com/don't blame us, or you can go to anchor.fm/don't blame us, something like that. You can message either one of us on Facebook and we'll gladly give you
Or
the link.
and that
All
and
of
if
our
you
links are in the description also. So
yeah, and then if you just want to share the Spotify link to every
yes,
platform, get us
tell your
out
friends
there.
about us.
Yeah,
Tell your
word of
friends
mouth.
about us. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If your homeboy at work or homegirl at work is like, dude, I listen to podcasts, or do you ever listen to podcasts? Be like, I know a podcast that I listen to, and it's called Don't Blame Us, and they fucking hate OJ Simpson.
Because he
So,
did
yeah.
that shit.
He fucking did that shit. But yeah, please tell your friends about us. Tell a neighbor, tell your dog, tell your girlfriend, tell your other girlfriend, whatever you got to do. Just don't kill them. Don't fucking kill them. Just file for divorce. All right. Please follow us on Spotify. Thank you, Nicole. I think we're fucking out of here.
We're
I
out.
love you, Audie. Peace out,
Love you,
guys.
man.
Thank you so
See ya, dude.
much.
Yep.
Thank you for tuning in to our little Passion Project podcast. Remember, we go live every single Friday night, same damn time, same damn channel. So if you miss it, don't blame us.